Every time we see a child's face light up with his own fish on the line. When he grows up.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to FishTec Live. This is Season 3, Episode 11. Guys, welcome. As you know, I do this every second Tuesday of the month. Total disclosure, I forgot about tonight. I was only reminded of it yesterday, so I'm not very well prepared, to say the least. But I must say, guys, I have been very, very busy with both my businesses, both FishTec and my main business. So it has been a little bit crazy lately. So tonight we're going to touch on a couple of light topics. It might not be the full night. We've got a big storm going on. The guys out one of our local dams, Albert Falls, that New Hanover, Greytown sort of area. Guys, be safe tonight. The Pietermaritzburg guys. Geez, I saw a massive tornado touch down near Albert Falls Dam. So yeah, very, very hectic, guys. So I can't hear it now, but there's a lot of thunder going on and whatnot. So if the power goes out, well, that'll be the end of the show right there. But guys, it's not going to be a very long show tonight. There's a couple of topics I want to touch on lightly, and then we'll just go from there, unless you guys bring something up, and obviously weather permitting, and yeah, if we still got power. But anyway, guys, let's jump straight into it. You'll see behind me, there's a picture of me, of Amy on Midmar Dam recently. Guys, I'm really excited about what we actually did here. Let me bring that page up if you can see it. I'm going to merge that into there. I'm going to bring that in there, restart. Okay, there we go. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay, guys, what I recently did, look, a couple of days and in the month sort of leading up to this 28th of October to the 1st of November, I did go to Midmar Dam a couple of times. I would check it out. I was doing night testing, I was doing day testing, I was doing software testing, I was doing motor stuff, all the aspects of Amy and autonomous bathymetry. I was doing like sort of dry runs and just seeing what works, what doesn't work. And it was all in preparation for last week, from the 28th of October to the 1st of November, where I was going to spend a week on Midmar Dam, which is 4,000, how many hectares is it? It's there somewhere. I did write it there. 41,780 acres. So it was a large area, okay? And I wanted to do it autonomously. Obviously, there was one area that the reason why it's not done 100% autonomously is I had to keep an eye on Amy as she came through the yachts at the yacht club, at the Henley Yacht Club. Obviously, obstacle avoidance with light distance ranging doesn't work that well on water. It gets reflection, you get a splash on the lens, drama. Hit a boat, there's damage, it's not worth it. So I did have to monitor her, and I did have to do a couple of corrections as she came around the yachts in the yacht club. But other than that, the entire dam, look, the dam was down to 92%, which means she was between 3.5 to 4 feet down. Let's call it a meter down. But it was pretty close. It was pretty close to 100%, and I think to achieve this, autonomously is quite a thing. And the thing that I want to stress here that's really, really important is the FishTec charts are called fishing charts, not navigation charts. All the stuff you see out in the middle here, in the dam, out in the middle there, that's navigation stuff. Okay, there's no real obstacles out on Midmar from that perspective, but if you look at a lot of the charts that are currently available, guys, these are navigation charts. They're not fishing charts. Not at all. They are navigation charts. FishTec, we are looking at fishing charts. When I went to the States a couple of years ago, I went to Skytook Lake and I went to Lake Gibson, and we were using an avionics chip in our Lawrence units there. I was invited as a guest to go to Lawrence in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and when we were out in the main lake driving around, the avionics charts were great. But the minute we moved into fishing areas and it was time to pull the rods out and do some fishing, the information was lost. It's blank. There's nothing there. And this is what I'm trying to change with FishTec. I'm trying to give the best information, the ultimate resolution, the best tools that a fisherman could ever want from a chart. That's what I want to have available on his chart. Is a fisherman going to use all the different charts every time he goes fishing? No. There'll be days he doesn't even turn the charts on at all. But if he wants to, I want to have that information there. The world generally is very focused on contour charts. And yes, guys, don't let anybody tell you, oh, forget the contour charts, just look at the other stuff. The contour charts is the fundamental basis of chart reading. You've got to understand contours. The contours is your main structure. That's your main structure. All the other stuff, your rock piles, your this and that, this is known as cover. Now, this is where my charts kick in. I want to give that resolution right up to the shore, right up to the bank from a contour perspective. But the important thing, what I'm trying to do, hang on, I've got ahead of myself here. I just want to show you. Okay, you see that data there? Those are the passes that Amy was doing to do the basic contour data. So the basic contour data, I've just done these sort of lines across the various bays, but as you can see, the shorelines aren't very well covered there, and that is where the second craft came in. Then the second craft got put into the water, and that's those areas that you see there now. All those areas are done with side scan, high definition side scan. You'll see some areas have more passes than others. Generally around the dam, there's 7 or 8 call it passes along the shoreline, and then others have another 8. In sort of looking at the dam, there's 1 or 2 areas where I'd like to go back and actually add some more. So if we've got 16 lines, I'd probably like to add 24 lines. But I think there's only about 2 areas that I'd like to actually do that. So yeah, with that sort of coverage, look, I can't show you that now. It's so much work to put that together. And this mid-mar upgrade is probably only going to be available the end of the year, possibly. So yeah, I will let you guys know when that's going to be available. Let me just see who's joined us. There's a lot of guys here. That's nice. We've got 17 guys watching. That's awesome. We've got Armand, Jacques, Jono, Steve, Juan, Martin, Mohammed, Daniel, Zane, Michael Cannon, Zane Ambib. Hi, Zane. How you doing? Tom Wills joined. Neil Dale, so your charts are great. John, easy to go. Jacobs with the team. Super fun. Neil, fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, you know what, this is the beauty of a live show. We don't have to stick to the narrative of the bathymetry, the actual topic. Let's quickly talk about Driekopies. Guys, I see there was some shocking weather. My goodness. The Thursday you arrived, I think it was like 40 something degrees Celsius, and then bang, just went freezing cold. Well, for us, freezing cold. And yes, a shame, I felt so bad. And you had wind, that wind picked up. So trying to put a pattern together in those type of conditions must have been absolutely horrific. But guys, I must tell you, it was so amazing. Look, we sold a lot of Driekopies charts. I don't think there were many boats there that weren't using the charts, regardless of what they might say, because we sold a lot of those charts. I do know for a fact, I think it was Team Thermocline. I don't recall them buying a chart. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, but it was hard. And I think, like what I was saying just now, I don't think everybody's going to use the charts all the time, and the charts are not some magical one or whatever. It's just another tool. And if you can put something together, especially when it's challenging like this, and you can say, maybe not even the charts were the deciding, maybe it was just another decision that you made, but in your toolbox, what was the guy's name? Clun. He spoke about technology versus intuition, fishing in intuition. And he was very worried that the new age angler would go so focused on electronics. And he didn't want that. He wanted anglers, and he spoke about anglers being more natural and becoming more comfortable and becoming more intuitive with bass behavior and that type of thing. But what I think he did miss out there is that electronics is part of that intuition. Knowing when to use the charts, which charts to use, what type of information are you going to extract from the charts, when not to use the charts, that's a big one. When not to use your 360, when not to use your live scope technology. That's intuition. That's bass intuition. So a lot to be learned there, I think. But, just back to the super final on Driekoppies, to everybody, to all our customers that bought charts, to our pro staff that were there, well done. Guys, I just can't get over how hard you guys work at your sport. I know what sacrifices you guys make with regard to your family and business and work, and I know what sort of expense you guys go to feed your passion for the sport and whatnot. I just wish the sport could give you more back, and the only way that I can see that the sport can do that is in the form of sponsorship. Work hard, get results, and have a lot of money in the sport. And the only way you're going to get sponsorship in this game, the type of money that the sport deserves, is it's got to be on social media. It's got to be on TV. It's got to be live. It's got to be something where people, I'm talking thousands and thousands of people, want to see this. They want to take that gap from work and quickly go on their phones. Geez, what are the guys doing at the tournament? Geez, look at old Johan. He's there. He's on that point there. Geez, look what he's fishing. That type of information. I really look forward to the day that happens, and you'll see that the sponsors will come out of the woodwork, boy, and then we'll have proper sponsored tournaments, So yeah, to all you guys that fished the season, that did well, the winners, Janrich and partner, congratulations. Everybody that basically fished it, and all our customers, obviously, congratulations to all of you guys. Great season. I think there's still FLW going on here and there. I saw there's FLW coming up mid-Mar on the KZN side. I'm not too sure about the Limpopo guys and those guys up there. But I think the season is pretty much drawing to a close now as we go into the end of the year. So let's see. And then obviously we'll kick off with the major big bang in 2020. And geez, 2020 is going to be a big year, let me tell you. Let's see who's joined us here. Peter Espach. Hello, Peter. How are you doing? Max Ever. Reynard Charts make funny needle in the haystack. Easy. 100%, Reynard. Yeah, and I saw you got yourself a battery and you're doing some planning there at home. That's the way to actually do it. That's the way. Guys, I want to show you something you see, this is the beauty of live streaming. You can just change the subject whenever you feel like it. I needed a little backup battery for the Amy's. If I was running low, I didn't want to have to make a big stop over, change out batteries physically at the craft and whatnot. So I went and got myself a little battery like this. This I got from Battery Power Zone in Hillcrest. I don't know if you can see that, okay? It's a little lithium battery. It weighs nothing. You can put it in your pocket. Okay, it's a 48 watt hour. You got to divide by 12 to get to amp hour. So it's a 4 amp hour. So it's not a very big battery. It's only 4 amp hour. You want to know the amazing thing between a gel battery and a lithium battery? Out of this little 4 amp hour battery, or 48 watt hour, I got 4 hours of use of a 9-inch unit on the water with that little battery. That is very, very impressive. So they're expensive. They are not cheap. Hell no, these things are not cheap. But let me tell you, what an awesome little, I mean, just pop it anywhere, cable tie, put your power leads on there, boom, you're good. 9-inch unit, full brightness, recording, you name it. Very, very nice. So yeah, the guys doing that type of thing. The other nice thing with that is get a spare power cable, work from home, like what Reynaud, he put on his Facebook page now this afternoon. He's doing some planning for some tournament. Little battery like that does the job. You've pretty much sorted. Right, I was telling you about this. Let's go back here. I just want to go through some of the stats of what we did here. I said it was 99.5% autonomous. Oh yes, these side scan passes, you see here? Those side scan passes are very, very close together. They're only 15 meters. Back in the day, when I was driving it out with the boat myself, I was doing passes of 30, 35, 40 meter apart. I'm doing them much closer with Amy. And why am I doing it closer with Amy? Because it's autonomous. If I was sitting on the boat covering this much of data, driving it myself perfectly for 12 hours a day, guys, I would go insane. It's just humanly impossible. I don't care what anybody tells you. Oh, I drive lekker and whatnot. Do this type of coverage in this amount of time, and you'll never make these passes the same. This is a job for autonomous craft, 100%. This is not a human being's job. This is a machine's job. But that, with it being a machine, which means I've just got to make sure the battery's full, and I've got to make sure that it's got petrol in the tank for the little 2.5 horsepower motor, I can make these passes as narrow as I want, and it can work. It just does it perfectly every single time. So it doesn't matter if it's got to sit out there for 13 hours a day. No problem. I can go to lunch, have a bite to eat there at the little restaurant at the dam, like what I did. Yeah, sure, I did have some challenges. I had a motor failure. We still can't explain why the motor failed. I've taken it back to Suzuki. Suzuki stripped the car, put it back together, and now it works. They didn't find anything. Nobody found anything. So you're always going to have these type of challenges. You know, weather, my goodness, it rained. 2 nights I was wet in my tent. It was all those type of things. You know, it was just challenge after challenge after challenge. But I'm glad that it wasn't perfect. I'm glad that it wasn't perfect conditions. It was rain, it was wind, it was all sorts of things. It was cold. Anyway, but the most important thing is I got the job done. Even I only had 3 craft for 3 days, and the last 2 days I only had 1 craft running, and we still got the job done, and I'm super stoked about it. Who else is joining? Jean-Pierre, Tim, Simon. Hey Simon, Darren Hockley. Hi, good evening Darren, how are you doing? So yeah guys, job done. This data, obviously, you know, to do the contour data, I can get home and within 15 minutes I've got that spat out on a card and I can put that into a fish finder and it's done. Contour data is very, very easy to put together. Reef Master is the program which I use, and it's easy to use, maybe because I've used it for a while. You know, we came from Dr. Depth to Reef Master, and it just works. It's easy. I put this, like I said, I put this chart together in 20 minutes. You know, once you've got the data, you just import the data, spit it out, put a shoreline, bang, Bob's your auntie, and it's basically done. Very, very easy, very, very accurate. 1 foot contours. This is equivalent to your CMAP precision chart. This is it. The only difference with this is you've got this type of a precision. You've got these perfect passes, and then you've got these perfect shoreline passes combined with this data, because remember, I'm recording side scan as well as a 2D sonar at the same time. So that combined works extremely well, and we get a very good chart. Now, to put the side scan data together for that, what you see there in yellow, green, and reddy orange, guys, that's about a month and a half's worth of work. It is a lot of work to put that together. My goodness, if I can find somebody that can write a program to stitch this together like they do with the drones, with the photo imagery, the drones from the sky, your Pix4D, your drone deploy, map create, all these type of things. Man, if we had something like that for side scan, geez, we'd be away. Reefmaster does have a form of mapping with the side scan, but the quality is just shocking. I don't know what's up with that. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't. You know, the idea of it being so simple, just import and export like we do with the contours, geez, it would be wonderful. But unfortunately, we are not there. It's a lot of manual to get the type of detail and the quality that I give on my charts. Guys, that's not easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of man hours. But who knows? Maybe one day somebody writes a good program for that. Maybe even Reefmaster says, let's rethink our side scan mosaic, or some other company. Let me tell you, any company you hear of that's redone their side scan mosaic software, I'll buy it. I'm there, because geez, that's a lot of work. So yeah, what else is happening, man? I know I've said, how do I get that into there? And then I bring that up there, and then I restart that there. Pause that. How do I? There, okay. Guys, if you remember, I said I'd like to mention something about the carp guys. From now going forward in my FishTec live show. And guys, you'll be surprised what these carp guys are doing with their bait boats and their sonar and what have you. I saw they're doing some work with Ray Marine. There's a company called Carp Lounge. They work with Ray Marine. And recently, I see they've also now teamed up with this company, I presume it's a Chinese company called Toslin. And this software that you see in the background here, that is Reefmaster. So, and they've got this like autonomous boat, like it's like a little bait boaty type thing. And they record sonar and they create charts with it. Now, there's one of their little boats. That's it there. What else? And there's the little bait boaty type thing. And guys, it's Wi-Fi. It's streaming information back to the angler on the shore. So yeah, the carp guys are getting high tech, and they're getting high tech fast. You know, these type boats that these guys are using here is fine for this type of application. You know, you're fishing a peg or a specific little area where you're going to be putting carp lines out and whatnot. It's not that big an area. These little boats are fine for that type of application. Unfortunately, when you go to an area like Midmar and you've got 41,000, call it 42,000 hectares, acres, apologies, acres of water that you need to cover in a day, and you've got wind and you've got waves and you've got this, these things are not going to work. Okay, these things price wise, they start at around 25,000, they go up to about 45,000 rand. I've noticed, you know, these little boaty things. And for calm, small area conditions, they are perfect. But anybody that's sitting here watching this going, hey, I'm going to buy myself one of those and I'm going to make FishTec charts, boy. Not gonna happen. Let me tell you, I've been doing this for a long time, and you know, I did have another picture, and I don't know why it's not here. There's a company called L3 Harris. They're essentially, I think they're like a military contractor type of deal. I think they're British. I'm not too sure, and they've got some incredible craft. But we're talking government money here. We're talking military money here. We're talking millions of pounds for these boats. Incredible craft. Fully autonomous, does all these amazing things. Let me tell you, for what Amy does. Let me bring up another picture of Amy. Guys, let me tell you. For what Amy does. Do I have just a picture of Amy, perhaps? Let me just bring that in there. There we go. Guys, let me tell you, for what Amy does, there is nothing. I'm seriously, there's absolutely nothing that can do what Amy does. You could spend £1 million, British pounds, on one of those boats, and you can bring it here, bring it to Midmar. It's not going to be able to do what Amy does. I'm not going to go into and give away all my little secrets and whatnot, but I can tell you now, I'll challenge a company as big as that to bring any one of your craft to come and do what Amy does. And I can tell you, they won't do it. After a couple of days of seeing how Amy works, they'll put it together, and then they'll, you know, with that type of funding and government funding and military funding, they'll put something together like this very, very quickly. But right now, if you had to go to them and ask them for a craft that can do exactly what Amy does, I guarantee you they don't have a craft that can do that, no matter how much money you got in your bank account. So Amy is a very unique craft, doing a very unique task in a very unique way, and it just works. When you guys see the Midmar release that's going to be coming out end of this year, early 2020, you're in for a very, very big shock. The quality of that recording is so good, it's just mind-boggling. I can never get in a boat and drive out with side scan again in my life after what I've seen, what Amy can create. My days of driving out side scan sonar, they've come and gone. 10 years, I've been doing it for more than 10 years, and I can tell you they are finished now. I tried to do a little bit around the yacht club a week ago while the Amy's were out working. Let's just say I made a fool of myself. I thought I was doing a fantastic job, but when I put it all together, it was just plain simply horrible. So yeah, we have learned from that. I just want to explain how this works. Anybody, I mean, this is a first. This is a world, as far as I'm concerned, or that I know of, this achievement of nearly 42,000 acres in 5 days, fully autonomously, 99.5%. I don't think it has been done anywhere in the world. I'm open to challenges. I'm open to be corrected, but I've never seen or heard of anything like this in my life. Okay, I'm talking about inland waters here, right up into the shallows. So I believe it's a first. Now, the value of this data, of course, for the fishermen is going to be crazy. When you guys see this, it's going to open a whole new world to Midmar. I don't care how well you know Midmar. When you see this chart and you see the Ultra HF mosaic, you're going to see things that are going to blow your mind. It is that good. It really and truly is. Oh, I nearly lost you guys there. Okay, so fantastic, fantastic information. The guys that currently have the chart and have bought a chart within the last 12 months, which means you've got a valid subscription, it's free. If you live around here, you're passing through Westville area, pop round, phone us, say, listen, I'm coming to change out my old Midmar card. You come here, you drop it off, you take a new one. free, mahala. For those of you who don't own a mid-March chart or don't have the KZN combo chart, yes, you're going to have to buy it. For those of you who have got a mid-March chart but haven't bought a chart in the last 12 months, you're going to have to buy a new subscription, or you can buy a new chart, because when you buy a new chart, you get a free 12-month subscription. So buy the Hazelmere chart for 1,500, 1,900 rand, whatever, and there you've got 1,000 rands worth of subscription built into it. So that's the way to go. Okay. And then obviously the guys that don't have the mid-March chart, you're going to have to buy it. It's 3,400 rand, but it does come with other information on it. It's got a fantastic sediment, and it's got a fantastic satellite on it for including Woodstock. So that's a good one to get your hands onto. So yeah, guys, I wish I could get it out sooner. I know there's a FLW coming end of December. I don't think it's going to be ready by then. But for those who know me and have got my number, give me a buzz and find out if the chart is ready. It might be. I'm not making any promises. I've got a lot of work on my hands. So yeah, right, let's just have a look. Stephen Heath has joined us. Rowan Overholzer has joined us from Pimp My Bass Boat. Hello, Rowan. J.W. Schroeder has joined us. Jonrich's there. Brian Moores Put. Hello, Brian. Ryan Thompson's there. Bart Swart Curtis. Yes, there we go. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me. Right, guys, it's only 7:30. I've pretty much come to the end of what I had planned, what I want to talk to you guys about. So the last thing, you guys can join your families early this evening. The last thing I want to put up is that, and then I'll put that there. How do I change? I don't know how to do that. I'm trying to change the picture in the background. Oh dear. Just give me a second, guys. My apologies. Will that work? There we go. Okay. No, I don't want to talk about that first. That's what I want to talk about first. Okay. Guys, as you know, we're coming up to Christmas. It is November. I know Colleen starts doing her Christmas shopping way early in the year. So come Christmas time, she's got everything sorted and what have you. But guys, just a really nice idea. You can drop hints with your wife, and you know, if you want to avoid the whole soap on a rope deal, speak to your kids, speak to your wife, whatever. Get yourself a gift voucher, a FishTec gift voucher. You can accumulate a couple of them. I don't quite know how Colleen has put it together, but you can get a couple of them, put it together and buy a chart, or you know, whatever. But yeah, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of mapping. We're going to be doing a lot of updates. 2020 is going to be an extremely busy year for us, and there's a lot of new things coming. So you're going to want to get your hands on charts. And guys, I do know, I do get phone calls very often saying the charts are too expensive and what have you. I feel for you, and yes, they are not cheap, but it is what it is. It's a lot of money that I put into it. It took many years before I've now started showing a little profit here and there, you know. So please, you know, if this thing took off and all of a sudden we had 1 million people bass fishing and 500,000 are buying charts, different, that price will drop right down. These things will be as cheap as chips. But unfortunately, it is still a very exclusive product. Guys, keep in mind, it only works on the Lawrence units, and it only works on the Elite TIs, and it only works on the HDSs from the Generation 2. So just watch out for that. Reinhard Duplessis says, congratulations, Pioneer to the future. Yes, exactly. Thanks, Reinhard. That's very, very kind words. yeah, hopefully we can do even better things and even greater things. But let me tell you, when Midmar is ready, I'm going to give you a shout. You must change your card. You're in for a shock. You're really going to enjoy it. What's going to be your next dam done by Amy after Midmar? Hi Daniel, how's it going? Daniel, I actually don't know right now. I must be honest with you. I think my next dam is going to be another local dam. It might even be Woodstock, because I'm only going to start going up country again and doing your Arabi's, but Arabi is very low. Nice for the drone, but not so good for sonar data. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but probably Woodstock. So, but I'll have a chat with you, and yeah, maybe you can join me on one of those missions. Jean de yes, yeah, Jean, 100%. Tell them leave the soap on a rope and the socks for this year. Ask them to get you a FishTec voucher. Right, guys. Let's have a look. What other specials have we got? As you guys know, I'm not a big ambassador per se of the hook range, primarily because I don't run my charts. If the hook series ran my charts, I'd be a completely different person when it comes to the hook. But I do understand that not everybody can afford my charts, and I do understand that not everybody can afford an Elite TI or an HDS unit. So for those of you who are in the market for just a fish finder, basic chart plotter, yes, it can take a chart, but it's your very basic charts. I might look, in 2020, I might look into doing some charts for the hook series. I think there's a new hook coming. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. I'm not sure what their features are going to be like, but currently the hook that we've currently got, it's just contours. There's no imagery whatsoever, and I doubt that will ever happen, that there will be imagery. But could we customize maybe the colors on the charts with the hook? Could they write that into the software? Hey, that could be quite nice, especially now that we're doing such high definition charts. Your precision charts, like CMAP calls them, their CMAP precision, which is essentially, this is what we're doing now. Maybe we can create a chart like that for the hook a series, but that's something that we will have to see and look into. But guys, this cashback offer, let me see if I can just put this up so you don't see me in front of it. There we go. Guys, this cashback offer, you can save quite a bit of money here. Eh? So I know the guys, the only reason why you do go for the hook units is to save a little bit of cash. And this is, plus now you're getting some money back. You're getting a nice little discount here. So please give Colleen a buzz or drop her a mail. It's sales@fishtec.co.za. or give her a bell on 031 262 8977, or her cell phone, I think it's 082 446 0914. So let me see if I can put that over there and merge that into there. Guys, that's it. That's all I've got for you tonight. Let me just see. Are there any other? I see my feed stopped, so I don't know if I'm missing any questions. I hope I'm not missing anything. But guys, we got one more show left for 2019, which will be next month. Just keep in mind it's the second Tuesday of the month. Hopefully I do my homework a bit better for that one and give you guys a decent show. But for those of you who did join me this evening, thank you very much for the support. All you guys who fished the Saba tournament trail and that, and all the other tournaments for the year, really. But I'll thank you guys again next month. But well done to all you guys, and thank you for your support on the charts. Good evening, everybody, and I'll see you next month. Season 3, episode 12. Good night, everybody.